I love that one of the first things you notice in this game has to be the soundtrack. Whether it's the main theme before you even start the game or your first battle, and it's not just like 24/7 hype with this game, like there are some ups and downs. And so when I'm not fighting, even just chilling on the beach, like I could literally just leave this here as a screensaver or something. Like it's so relaxing. You just hear the water and the music, and like it just soothed my soul, man. But then you get music like this, and it's like, okay, this is different, a little creepy even. And then you get to like a creepy haunted mansion like this, where there's no music, the paintings have the faces scratched off, and it's very clearly haunted. And then it's like, okay, can I have to at least have the creepy music back? So the music and atmosphere are freaking amazing. But not just that, the visuals, like it looks like an old game, but I don't know, something about pixel art is just kind of relaxing. Maybe it just brings me back to my childhood and all those old 16-bit looking games I used to play, like Mega Man and Final Fantasies. So also you can change it from day to night whenever you want, pretty much, and that'll change the music. It'll make enemies harder, and it changes the visuals obviously because you'll have torches lit up now, and NPCs will move around if you want to interact with them. And interacting with them with certain characters allows you to do different things. So Partitio, he is a merchant. You can hire people at night to have them fight with you. They'll have unique skills, and also he'll have a talent. So this guy would have gave me 20% off my purchases. The scholar can mug them. Basically, you would go into a 1v1 situation and you can take all his possessions. And then Hikari can get information from them. And then if you switch it from night to day or vice versa, whatever, you can speak to him again. So now Partitio, instead of hiring them, can just buy things from them directly. Oswald can get information from them, and then Hikari would be able to fight them and learn unique skills this way. So party members have a similar skill to do things like this, but Partitio's costs money. So say you want to save some money, you can use the thief, and if she's high enough level, you can just steal it for free. With the only downside being some NPCs will only kind of be available during day or night. Like they'll move. Some of them will move pretty far, so you got to find them. While others, I think, are just flat out gone at all, like at all times until you go back to the specific day or night when they're actually there. Meaning specific characters will be needed for specific items. There's a total of 8 party members. The very first one you pick is going to be locked in your party until you beat their campaign, so just keep that in mind. Aside from that, the 8 jobs in the game that you start with are going to be the ones that each character has baseline. You can find 3 licenses from the guilds, and that'll allow you to have your whole party, a whole single class if you want. You can have 4 warriors if you wanted. And yeah, they have benefits. So, like a cleric has more mana, a dancer has more elemental attack, speed, and evasion. So, really take that into consideration if you want like specific stats on a character. So, each job has skills, and skills can only be used if you're playing that job currently. So, don't expect to learn a skill and then like swap jobs. You're gonna lose that skill. The thing you will keep are the support skills at the bottom of each of these skill trees. If you go all the way down, you can see the support skills. Once you unlock them, they'll go under the support skill tab, and then you can equip them no matter what job you have on. And then you just go to this page. So everyone can have a total of 4. So yeah, this made me build characters a certain way. I liked using Apothecary on my Scholar because they had a support skill that would give you mana back every time you broke a character. And my Scholar would break characters all the time but run out of mana, so it was perfect. One thing I loved is there's also hidden skills. You gotta find these altars, and you can literally beat the game and just never find these things. So just keep that in mind. So the combat in this game is turn-based, and there's 2 big mechanics I wasn't familiar with that this game introduced me to. There's a break system. You can see the boss has 10 shield, right? And what that is if you break them, it'll make him take increased damage. And so to break them, you gotta hit him with weaknesses. So I know one weakness is an axe, because the scholar has like a passive that'll identify a weakness like right away in the beginning of a fight. So I found that super useful. And then I gotta hit him 7 more times with the weakness to break him. Once he's broken, he'll take increased damage, and that'll bring me to the second mechanic I had to learn, which is BP. So BP, it's basically like It's almost like going twice. Attacks, if I use 2 BP, I'll attack twice. If I use 2 BP on like an ability, the ability will only hit once. So it really makes you think about how to spend this BP. It's a resource you'll get every turn. There are items to make magic and abilities hit more than once. At least magic. Abilities themselves will hit as many times as it says. Like a card will have abilities that says like 4 to 8 times, 1 to 2 times, like random stuff. But yeah, so what I like doing was I would use my BP on my damage dealers, like the people with my highest damage gear on. I would save it for when they're broken, and then I would use BP on my support characters to break them. So that way I could try and get as much damage in as possible. Or like if a boss I knew loved powering up, I was having trouble with, I would save BP to try and break him as often as possible. So I wouldn't always get damage done while he's broken, but I would break him often enough so he wouldn't one-shot me. It's a nice balance. Like it's really up to you how you want to use your BP, but it was super fun. So the map was a very good size. I thought there was plenty to do. I have dozens and dozens of hours in this game. I'll probably hit 100 before I'm done with everything. And you can fast travel to most major towns, and then near the towns you'll find dungeons, but you cannot fast travel to the dungeons, which is a bit of an inconvenience because you can get in combat like a lot, even with weaker enemies. And yes, most of that water is explorable. You do get a boat later on in the game, and yeah, you can just kind of travel around, find chests, find more dungeons. I loved it. So this is my first Octopath, right? So it took me a while to realize this, but yeah, it's called Octopath Traveler because it's 8 characters on a path just traveling, right? And the stories really vary. Tenemos is like some detective type story. I really enjoyed his. The dancer, she's just trying to dance and make the world happy or whatever. And I don't know, it almost got the waterworks going, guys. I don't know why. And the dang music being so good doesn't help.
Thank you, everyone! Thank you!
But forget everything I said. This game has Partitio. This is the best character in the game. I love this character.
This is
so
an
much,
internal
you don't
company
understand.
matter. Leave.
If me or Partitio were in a fire, I'm saving Partitio. Okay, sorry about that. But anyways, there's not much I disliked about this game. It was super fun. I'm still enjoying it. And it's just that it's Octopath 2, so the problems I did have, it's like, this is the sequel. Why is this still here? One of my biggest problems was the bottom right. You have this mini map, right? And you can toggle it on or off, but it's like pretty much useless because like this is an inn and it's not showing up on the mini map. It doesn't show me where the inn is. And for some reason, like there's no local map. It's just this big world map. And it's like, why can't I just like make the mini map bigger? I want to see where I'm at in the town so I could find the shops and the quests and whatnot. Like it was super weird because I don't know, it just seemed like something that wouldn't be that big of a deal to add to the game. And then like that cup icon is the tavern. So you need to find a tavern to change your party. And then until you beat your first picked character, you can't remove them from your party at all. You have to beat their entire campaign, which was a bummer because, well, I wanted to level other characters because they don't all share XP also. And then if you swap out a character and you forget to change their equipment, well, you got to go back to a tavern to change that also. And you will get the ability to change your party whenever, but you got to get very far in the game, which is kind of weird because, like, I'm almost done, you know? Why did I get that so late? Some of the quests can be very vague, and it's like, unless you're looking up stuff, it's very hard how they would want you to find this. Like, you're going to have some very good memory, or just make sure you collect everything. But even like this quest, I had to hire someone specifically and have them follow me back to this little girl and then like have them talk to her. So yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. I have no problem looking things up, but it is quite difficult when it comes to certain things. Another thing which I didn't really mind this because I'm so used to RPGs when like you go to a new area, a stronger area, and the vendor will sell like upgrades and you're like, oh, maybe I should get that. But then it's like, oh, you found it in a random chest. But this game, I felt like it's okay to spend some money because you have 4 characters that need weapons and armor. For all of them, you need a helmet, a chest piece, a shield. So I kind of like that I was spending a bit of money in this game compared to RPGs where it's just like, oh, you found all that best armor, you wasted your money. and I really appreciated all the voice acting that went into this game. I love the variety of accents and just voices. So it kind of bums me out that when you get the chance to use the banter and talk to other party members, like see them interact, that these ones aren't voice acted. Kind of bum me out. So in the end, I have to give the game a 9.5 out of 10. Like those things I complained about, in the end, they really didn't take away from my enjoyment of the game. Maybe I spent a few more minutes because I can't fast travel to a dungeon or had to swap my party members out. But I don't know, it's so minor compared to the enjoyment the game gave me that
One day,
I gotta
I'll
rate it
change
high,
this
you know?
world. I'll make
Plus,
it
you
a
know,
place
the game
where
has
folk can do the
Partitio,
jobs
and
they
you can't
want.
really blame them. I mean, they were so busy.
I
with
promise you,
Partitio,
it
and
won't be long.
Partitio, so you gotta rate it high because it's Partitio. Hey Square, when are you gonna give us 8 Partitios in the party? Come on.